Alrighty, I know people are still coming in and out, but just to keep with the time, we are recording this as a reminder. So if you were not able to attend, don't uh, don't worry. We still have our IAMS YouTube library that is completely accessible to the public. And then also after the webinar, I will be following up with everybody to send the recording and any information that I shared. So without further ado, I will go ahead and get started. My name is Kat. I am an annuity sales director here at IAMS. I've been with IAMS for a couple years now. A little bit of my background is I actually came from the field, so I used to be an agent as well. Um, and then I came across IAMS and instantly loved working here and the environment. I've always loved helping agents and producers see success. And so I became very passionate about my role here at IAMS, and so here we are today. And so a few housekeeping rules. So what we do before our webinars, we were going to be having Jeff from American National on our webinar, but he actually had a surgery, so he is in recovery mode. So we will be missing Jeff today, but I will still be going over the ANICO suite that we have here because ANICO, American National, is a very strong A-rated carrier and has just been around for such a long time. And in our IAMS value proposition, we work with over 70 carriers, both on the life and the annuity side. And ANICO is one that we are very proud to have. And so I'll be going over how we could use these these products and the producer incentives that ANICO has to really be able to propel your business. And as we do prepare for 2026, certainly want you to start thinking of which carriers, which products are in my portfolio, in my wheelhouse, and which ones am I going to pretty consistently based off of who they are and everything that they have to offer, both for my client and for me as the agent. And so before I get into all of that, I do go over the IAMS value propositions that we have here, both for our newcomers and as a reminder for our people that have been with us for a while, but may just not remember. And so we do have our new producer builders for newcomers. So this is available within the first 180 days. So what you see on the screen, I do not want you to feel limited by. It's just that we start our first tier off at the $100,000 level of annuity premium. Now, you will have to call in and ask us what the life equivalent is because I don't know. I am only specific to annuities here at IAMS, but $100,000 level will earn you a 1,500 piece postcard mailing, iPad, $750 cash, pre-formatted emails, and just honestly a lot of good things that you would usually have to pay for on your own being out in the fields. But we do have that as a new incentive just for coming on board to IAMS and writing ANICO, for example. We do have the $250,000 level, $500,000 level, and the $750,000 level. I call these the mid-tier levels because normally agents are already doing this. What we really want to help you see is that $1 million level, and that is the last tier that you need to get into the new producer builder bonus that we have here at IAMS. And so as you can see, mid-tier, you still get a lot of great incentives, cash incentives, trip incentives, lead credit, video campaigns. And then at the $1 million level, you do get 8 to 10 preset annuity appointments, um, safe money marketing event workshops. Now this is safe money marketing is a program that we actually developed here in house, but they have a lot of different outlets when it comes to marketing. They offer seminars, they offer movie theater marketing, they offer video sales letters. So that is really awesome to have, and we do have that here in house. But that is everything that you get with our new producer builder, and you have 180 days to meet that. Once you graduate from the new producer bonus, you do have your marketing reimbursement. So that's what you're seeing at the bottom left hand of the screen. We pay you $100 of marketing reimbursement per every $100,000 of annuity premium. And so people usually will ask me, well, how long does this last? It lasts for the life of lifetime of you being here with IME. So there really is no cap to that. So you can write as much as you want to and get money straight back into your marketing dollars account. And the same applies for life insurance. So on single premium life, you get $200 for every $100,000 of premium. Pretty nice there. On the life target, you get $200 for every $10,000 of life target premium. So really a lot of ways to make money back into your account for your marketing, because you guys already know it is a very costly industry, but that is because this is an industry with no ceiling. So you are not capped. You guys are all independent business owners, and who we look for here at IMES are people that are business oriented, CEO mindset, the type of people that are willing to go the extra mile for their clients and for their practice. And that's who I usually like to work with anyway, as an annuity marketer here. And then we do have our referred producer program as well. So very nice incentive here. I don't know how many IMOs offer this, but I talk to agents all the time and I haven't heard any single one of them mention to me a referred producer program. So just for referring your fellow agents to IMES, your fellow colleagues, you get a $50 one-time bonus once you refer that agent over and they get appointed with IMES with at least one carrier. And you could really make thousands of dollars just based off of referrals that you're sending us. And these are Steve and Charles' favorite checks to sign, because just like referrals are the lifeline of your business, referrals are also the lifeline of ours. And so for that, when you refer an agent over, you get a little chance for override as well. So you don't just get that $50 one-time bonus, but you also get a little bit of an override. That override does not come from your friend and colleague's commission. It actually comes from IMES. So it is a thank you check from IMES saying thank you for referring this producer over to us. And what IMES pays you is 15 basis points on life target premium, 75 basis points off of single premium life. On MIGAs, you get 10 basis points, and then on indexed annuities, you get 20 basis points. So agents, they get this on a quarterly basis. It's a nice way to continue having another stream of revenue just from those referrals. And then we also have great back office support. I say this on every single webinar and to every single person I talk to, but I truly think that we have the best back office support because of our new business team. So as you know, life insurance comes with underwriting, annuities comes with suitability, and then the entire app process can sometimes be the most excruciating portion of an appointment. And it's the toughest part. There's no way to get around it. You've got to get these policies issued, and our new business team just makes it so easy to work with. We have a great Firelight staff, and the issuing times, they certainly are continuing just following up to make sure they're getting these cases issued in a timely fashion. So some of my agents are very hands-on, where they like to do that stuff themselves. Some of my agents are hands-off. They just completely want us to handle that stuff just because we do it in a timely fashion and we do it correctly. And sometimes that is needed. So we have not only our new business team that comes into the office every single day, but you also have your IMES portal where you can go in and do life coding yourself. You could do income writer quoting for fixed indexed annuities. We even have SPIA quoting if you still do SPIAs. So we pretty much have everything all in one place on that IMES portal, which is available to you 24/7. So the times that we're not here in the office, you're always able to go into that. And then if you have any questions, we usually have people here that are here late like myself. You can give us a call. So we really truly do have great back office support. And then I talked a little bit about our IMES website where everything is available to you 24/7. I'm not going to go too deep into the weeds in this because I will be the only one on this webinar today, and I had actually planned to be showing you around a little bit on the IMES portal. But you get your sales resources library. Again, you get quotes, long-term care product grid, annuity grid. And that's actually something that we give for free. It's called Annuity Rate Watch. Most people usually have to pay for this, but this is built into our website and you don't have to pay for it. It's something that we pay for. And that's what you get by being an appointed agent with IMES. These are EAP solutions, which are also found on our IMES portal. We use Luma Firelight, which has been a game changer, and they actually recently updated the dashboard where now it is much user friendly and it's very easy to navigate, but also to track your business and any product training that you might be missing. You of course use Firelight just like everybody else. I pipeline for life insurance and some annuity carriers. And then we do have our creative services, and that is something that we are very blessed to have here in-house. So we have our own in-house creative department, and it's a huge department. We've actually hired more people here in the last year because we've been just bringing in so many agents that are asking us to help them with their agency solutions, digital solutions, turnkey solutions. They pretty much do it all. And I don't say that lightly. They really do it all. Um, and because we have so many agents using this, again, this ties it back into your marketing reimbursement balance. So when you're doing business with IMES, you do get a marketing dollars account, which goes right back into these creative services. So digital solutions, for example, like website maintenance, even putting together a website if you don't have one, but also having something called search engine optimization, SEO. That is huge because you can have a website, but if no one can find it, if it looks messy, if it's just all over the place, I mean, what's the point of having a website? And so we have a great digital team here. Ryan Ogle, he takes care of a lot of my agents' websites, and he does a really terrific job. And if you ever even want any website examples, we could show those to you as well. We also have, for people that like to still hand out flyers or email them, we also have these turnkey solutions, which we white label everything. We have so many different templates, but you are free to put your logo on there if you have one. So we have just pretty much everything you need, one-stop shop. And so a little bit more into our creative services, we do have a complementary marketing analysis. So this is where I work together with the creative department. This is a complementary marketing analysis. So essentially what happens is a two-piece process. In that first piece of the process, I am asking you several questions of the ins and outs of what exactly you're looking for in marketing to really help refine what it is you're trying to do within your target market. Now, that is huge. I have had so many conversations with agents that they have a defined target market, but the issue is they're trying so many of these different marketing programs to try to get to this one target market that essentially they just end up getting burned out. And so I've been burned out from this business before being out in the field, so I know what it's like, but you got to keep going and you got to keep trying different programs, but really having a set plan and an actual analysis of how to get to the set plan is so helpful. So, really being able to position yourself in the best way possible is what this marketing analysis is all about, whether it comes with the digital marketing that you'd like to do, whether it comes with lead programs that we're partnered with, softwares, whatever you really need. This all goes into the marketing analysis. I send that off, and then in the second piece of this analysis, um, the creative department, Julie Midgley, she's amazing. She puts together about maybe 15 to 20 pages of a plan and track to run on. So this is great. It's like a business plan, and you don't always have to follow it. In that second call, what I usually like to do is go over the objectives and see if there's anything else you'd like to add to it. If there's anything else you'd like to add to the assessment, or even anything you'd like to take away. So at IAMS, we take the customized approach and we collaborate with you to really get it right and get it your way. And again, we do have best in class service. didn't mention this a second ago, but we do have a 2-ring guarantee. You get a live person every single time that you call in. So um, certainly have had that for the last 40 years and has been really nice for agents. We do also have our IMS Wealth Management team. They're right down the street from us now in this beautiful building, and their core values are the same as IMS. They still believe in customization, collaboration, and best in class service. But what they do on the AUM side is they increase revenue, improve client retention, and really strengthen relationships. And I really truly believe that they do that because they have the same IMS core values, but also they are just some of the nicest, most humble people I have ever met. And so when it comes to assets under management, man, those guys are just so smart and, rightfully so. They have to go through so much licensing and have so much compliance to deal with. And sometimes, that can definitely take a toll, but these guys are always very level-headed, very calm, and it's just they make things so easy to work with in such a complex environment. And they have a great starter program for people that have that dream of branching out and doing more than just insurance like we do here in the building that I work in. And so if you're interested in getting on board, they also have refined their process, and so they have some new forms to fill out if you're looking to get into the starter program and onto the IMS Wealth Management team. And then I'll be going over some of our incentive trips. So we're really fortunate to have multiple incentive trips. There's always something that our agents are going on, and that's because we also have some really great agents. But Beachy Keen, this is going to be with Athene. Athene is probably our closest carrier. We have been with them since they were Aviva for the last, 40 years. So very long-standing relationship, and the qualifications are soon coming to an end, and we've got people that have already met those qualifications, but you need about 4 to 5 million to be able to qualify with Athene. And so if you already do that, if you're already doing more and haven't gone on any incentive trips hosted by Athene, certainly encourage you to think about that, because the money again goes straight back into your marketing reimbursement here and toward trip credits if that is something that interests you. We also have another incentive trip with SILAC. So SILAC, they are going to be having theirs out in Utah, and you need about $2 million. I usually say 2.5 because, you got to get these things to issue. And then if for some reason they get declined and we need to look in another direction, I always just keep it at 2.5 just to make sure that you are actually getting qualified. And so the qualification for that ends 4/30/2026, so in the springtime of next year. So there is still plenty of time to do that. And I know they have a great incentive trip. Some of my agents have gone on this incentive trip, and we're really lucky to have that partnership with SILAC. I know they certainly will wine and dine you at this. And then next we have our Life and Annuity Academy. We actually just wrapped up our season of Life and Annuity Academies. We actually had 5 this year. And so at these events, we have multi-million dollar keynote speakers. We have great sales concepts that we go over. And it's just the best time because it gives me, for example, the chance to get to spend time with agents, because we do all of our work over the phone, over Zoom. So I don't necessarily get to see people, but when we fly you out, all expense paid, this is the one opportunity I have to meet you. So there's just so much value in the Life and Annuity Academy. If you have not been to one yet, I certainly encourage you to sign up for our next one coming up in April, or, well, whenever the weather gets better in the springtime, but usually around April is when we'll have them. And so that would be the end of our IMS value propositions. And so it's going to be a little bit of a short webinar today, just because, again, we don't have Jeff. Certainly miss him here, but I will still continue to go over the ANICO suite. And so I will be launching a quick poll here for the few of you that are on here. So go ahead and turn your attention to the screen. If increasing your production meant earning more marketing reimbursement, would you be motivated to do it? So I'll go ahead, wait a second for some votes to come in. Alrighty, thank you for voting. And then I have another one. Are you currently appointed with ANICO or American National? Now, I know we don't have too many people on here, but the reason why I'm going through this is because one, we do record this, and this is still something to send out to the people that had registered and will be very helpful for people that are interested in ANICO. Nice. Thank you for voting. Okay. Go ahead, close that up, and then I will go ahead and continue to share my screen here. So I've already got this lined up. So I know that some of us may already be familiar with the IMES portal. For those that are new, we have everything in one place. And so this pretty much will look identical to if you're logged out. I'm not going to log out because for some reason when I record and screen record and share, it doesn't let me get all of the capabilities. So I've already logged in. And so our IMS portal, great, everything in one place. Just to point you into the direction of annuities, I'll only be talking about ANICO annuities today. Go ahead and go to Annuity Rate Watch. And so this is what I was saying that you get for free as an IMS agent. And so this is lovely because you have pretty much all of the products here. Now, I'm not going to say all of the products, but you have a good 99% of the products that we offer here at IMS. And so American National, for simplistic purposes, just going to put that up there. They have all the way up to a 20-year surrender, but I'll go with the average of 10. So ANICO, American National, very, very strong carrier, has been around for a long time. It's an A-rated carrier. Their max issue ages are also pretty high up there, 85 years old. Now they do have MIGAs, but I definitely wanted to go over some of the fixed indexed annuities first because they have some great features that they've added this year and some new products as well. And then we do have minimum premium. So as you can see, they're actually pretty lenient. $5,000 of qualified funds is the minimum that they'll accept. 10,000 for non-qualified. This is the premium type, so they are single premium only. Fortunately, they don't have flexible premiums. Okay, and then we do have premium bonuses. Now, the highest premium bonus that we have here with ANICO is 20%, and that is with the fee, but we will also show that to you very transparently. So that's a 95 basis point fee. That's still much cheaper than usually having funds tied in advisory firms. Usually you'll see it over 1%. So this is smaller than that 1% fee. And then next you do have that same product suite, but still with the premium bonus, but no fee. So very nice version there. And then as you'll see, what you get on the plus version versus the base version is a 10% free withdrawal. So 10% liquidity is what that means, and 5% free withdrawals on the base. And so, of course, you don't necessarily want them to touch this because we're trying to really let this just sit and marinate and grow. However, if they do need access to their funds on the base version of that product suite, you can get 5% free withdrawals. Or if you get the plus version with the 95 basis point fee, you can give them up to 10% access. And so let's talk about the caps and the fixed rates here. Now, the reason why you're seeing no caps on some of these is because these are, I don't want to say similar to blended options, but they have certain allocations. Some carriers are starting to lean more toward that. But the best thing is they do have some really great indexes. Now, again, this is all available on the IMS portal. And so you can see here that they have some top performing indexes. So that Invesco Triple Q Portfolio Plus Index, that one directly follows the NASDAQ and it is uncapped. We also have Morningstar Global Wide and the S&P 500 Dynamic Intraday, and then the S&P 500 Mark V Excess Return Index. Now, a lot of these indexes are going to be very familiar to the indexes that you're already using with other products. And so it's nice to have this certain allocation feature along with it. And then you get a fixed year rate of 4%, which is pretty average. And so I don't want to get too deep into the weeds on this. I just certainly wanted to showcase some of the things that you'll find when you go onto Annuity Rate Watch and then pull up ANICO as an example. When you log into American National, if you have not logged in already, you certainly get a wide variety of resources. And so, for example, under agent resources, they have some great material on the indexes. So, for example, if we were to look up products and services, if we were straight to go to the Smart Start Accumulator series, you'll see that we also list all of the indexes. And so Morningstar, Invesco QQQ, and we have some more material here like exploring our indices brochure. If your client ever has any questions on what exactly, I'll be jumping around just as a warning, but if you ever have a client asking what exactly these indexes are right here, you have materials and brochures to be able to share with them. So explore our indices where it'll give them a deeper dive into these certain indexes that they'll be allocated into. And so this is a little bit of what this looks like. This is a 12-page brochure that you are able to share with your client. And then I love this as well because I believe that this will also even mention their best entry feature. And so I'll dive into that a little bit here in a second. But their best entry feature truly is, I think, what makes American National stand apart from all of the other products and FIAs out there right now. So this is one option. You have your agent resources, which I'll also be diving into as well. And so some material too that I will be sending out is the Smart Start client brochure. That is one piece of material. And so you're probably wondering why this product, why American National? Well, American National, and I actually have this here, thankfully. And this is something that you can share with the client too. So I'm telling the agent why American National. So American National, they have great community and culture. They've been around forever. They have exceptional support and fast turnaround times. I could actually attest to this personally because Jeff, he is my favorite person and over at American National, and he is the senior internal wholesaler there, and he's just always so accessible. Even though he's still in recovery mode right now, he is he's still consistently replying to my emails, even though he doesn't have to. And he does that for all of the casework that we do as well. They also have a great broad product suite. And so that is one of the things that I'm showing you right now. And so, you know, you could say the same thing to your clients, but I could say the same thing to you as well. And so sometimes to be able to sell these products, we have to be sold out ourselves. And so ANICO is certainly one that is worthy of being sold out on. And just to go back to the resources that we have here, I did also want to mention to you with ANICO, for example, when I go back here, the best entry window writer. Now this is, again, very particular to ANICO. So the best entry window, what that actually is over the first 90 days after the policy gets issued. Now this is only going to be with the Smart Start Accumulator series, but Over the first 90 days after issue, the product sets all of the selected index starting value at their lowest point during that period. So if the index dips in that 90-day window, your starting point for measuring gains is the lowest. And what that does is that helps maximize first year growth potential. And so I've actually put together some material that I'll be sending out on why that's so great. And Jeff does a terrific job. So whenever he comes back um, from being out on health, we will certainly have him go over this. But the best entry window, in simplest of terms, gives you the lowest index starting point for the first 90 days after purchase of the annuity, instead of just using the index value on your contract's issue date. So instead of locking in the index value on day one, the annuity watches the index for the first 90 days and retroactively picks the lowest index value during that period as your starting point for crediting. So why does that matter? Why is the lowest point a good thing in the best entry window? Well, one, it maximizes potential index gain. So if your entry point is lower, there's more room for the index to grow. And so the potential interest is credited back to your annuity. Another thing, it protects you from bad timing. So let's say you buy the annuity and the market drops the next week. Normally you're stuck, your entry point was too high, but with the best entry window, the annuity waits 90 days and picks the lowest index value during that time. So if the market drops and recovers, you still get the credit for starting at that low point. So this is a really nice cushion for the short-term market volatility that we're dealing with right now. It also gives you a nice launching pad. So the lower the starting line means the longer runway for performance. So if you are measuring it from the bottom, not the top, what that means is more of the index is upside counting in the client's favor. So it's a nice head start, nice launching pad. And again, why I'm going over this in the simplest of terms is because when you have this product brochure, for example, this is something that you can talk about, because we're not going to sit here in the appointment and go over and read all of these pages, are we? We are not. What we are to do is highlight the best things of this annuity, and this annuity has a lot to offer. Now, will I say this is the easiest app to complete? No, I will not. But this is a great product and it's for the features. And at the end of the day, what we want to do is position our clients for retirement in the best possible way. And so I truly believe that with that best entry window, it really gives your client a strong chance of that. And the other nice thing, it doesn't add risk. So you don't lose anything by using this feature. It's built into the contract. Whether the index goes up or down during those 90 days, you are guaranteed to the best possible starting point. So even if the market goes sideways, it's still better than locking it into a fixed day one. And so that is the nice part. It is a little bit complex, but if you could put it into simpler terms for your client, that's what the education and the sale is all about. Something that one of my favorite agents always says is that when he's in the house, he doesn't try to sell the client, he tries to educate the client. And so that would be the purpose of this. Now, again, Jeff does a way better job at this than I do, but the nice thing is, if you don't have a Jeff, if you don't have me, they also have these videos. So, and I don't know if that played the sound, but with these videos, it's an 8-minute video. In the interim of you playing the video, you can start getting the application ready. You can continue filling things out on your fact finder. So ANICO just makes it so easy to do everything from the portal, even a presentation if you need to. It gives you the issue ages. It gives you everything very transparently. And they even have a Spanish brochure. But that is some of the nice part about this. And then something else that they do have, now I just went over this certain product suite. Now they do also have something called the rate certainty annuity. The rate certainty annuity is amazing. I only see a handful of people doing this on FIAs. Now we don't have an S&P cap, but what we do have is the dynamic intraday. So the dynamic intraday very closely follows the S&P cap. And what you see here are caps on the triggers, and these are all locked in. You also have a threshold on the 5%. So again, they're making it really easy to have both a launching pad and a cushion for the client's retirement. So they are all about safety here at ANICO and growth, frankly. And so something I did want to point out on this 10-year product, for example, you're able to lock in that 3.7% fixed rate. So once you apply, and this is your fixed rate at 3.7, you are locking that fixed rate in for the next 10 years. So if you're allocating into the fixed bucket and this, you are certainly protecting your principal and also making room for growth. Something else I did want to point out as well, all the way to the right when you're going on annuity rate watch, you do see the commissions. They are pretty handsome commissions, if I will say so myself. 7.25 on street level, all the way up to age 75 years old. Even after age 76 to 80, you've got 5.25, 81 and up, you've got 4.75 on some of these. That rate certainty annuity, the one with the fixed rate that's locked in for the 10 years, for example, that's an 8% commission on street level. So everything is very transparent here. Again, once you click on these product notes, you have all of the tabs that you're able to look through. If you're wondering about the surrender schedule, it's right here. And then again, just by logging into your agent portal, again, you're able to access all of the same material that I'm telling you about. So rate certainty annuity, that's what I was just going over. They also have a nice presentation, 9 minutes to do whatever you need to do while they're watching the video. And it very eloquently will answer any questions they may have without even having to ask them. And then last but not least, for my people that still do MIGAs, and you know, a lot of people still do MIGAs, but they also have very strong MIGAs. So the Palladium MIGA. Now the Palladium, let me go back there. Palladium has the MIGA Max, the MIGA Match, and you're probably wondering, well, it's the Palladium, but why are all of these things here? Well, let me go to the MIGA product list, enter American National. Let's just say 5 years, the average, right? Okay, so on the 5 years on the average here, we've got the Max. Where's the match on here? Well, it looks like it just has the MIGA Max and the MIGA 5 on here. But again, you do have this to complement everything that we have here. And so the rates are actually very good as well, pretty competitive, especially competitive to CDs. These are great CD alternatives. Now, you're not going to make a whole lot just by selling off of MIGAs, but for the clients that maybe want to do split ticket concepts, split ticket sales where they're allocating a portion of their money to keep it extra safe by putting it into a MIGA. We could do that with this. Or, for example, if you just have a client that is much more conservative and really wants to protect everything that they have and keep it like a CD, this Palladium is really probably one of the best ways to go. Now, what you see here, MIGA Max, the reason why the rate is higher is because there's no liquidity. So this one will function a lot like a CD, but still have more benefit and feature than your average CD would. Like this, for example, the death benefit is the policy value. It's also RMD friendly. So with CDs, if you're taking out a certain amount of money, you're getting penalized. There's just no liquidity in a CD. And then on the Palladium MIGA annuity 5, not the max, the rate is a little bit lower at 5.25, for example, but they do have liquidity options. So if they need to take out money for any reason, whether it's for Christmas money, whether it is for Thanksgiving dinner, house renovations, new tires, whatever it may be, they get up to 10% free withdrawals. Now, something I did want to point out, even though the MIGA Max, the one with the higher rate, doesn't have any free withdrawals, it's still RMD friendly. So if they need to take out money for their RMDs, they will not be penalized, which is the beauty of these, again, CD alternatives called MIGAs. And so back here, we do have this. They have a nice 5-minute presentation because MIGAs are really easy to explain as well. Now, I showed you the 5-year. The 5-year is nice. It's average. That's what people usually go with, whether it be with CDs, like the length of term for CDs or for annuities. ANICO also has a 6-year MIGA. Now, the 6-year MIGA is different because they're offering higher current rates. Now, these 9.7 above 9% rates are not what they're going to be guaranteed for the 6 years. It's a first year rate, but transparently they show their base rate. Of course, it'll be much slower, but then if you look to the guaranteed yield to surrender, what do you get? You get a higher base rate because of the higher first year rate. It's called an introductory rate. So because of that introductory rate, you're able to guarantee them a yield of about 5.52 on their highest rate. Now, ANICO, something to note about them, their rates are based off of how much premium you're putting into it, called bands. So you're going off of a high band, mid band, low band. And then again, all of the commissions are listed here. And they have their nice presentation that you are fully free to take advantage of. Now, you are able to do the application on their portal. That is one way to do it. But the best and easiest way to do it is on Luma Firelight. Now, I didn't want to get deep in the weeds earlier, but on Luma Firelight, just to show you guys how to get there. Okay, so this is our dashboard. So on our dashboard, you can also start an application. Now, what is the advantage of doing it on Luma Firelight versus just click and start application right here? I know this might be a lot easier, but I'm going to show you. Once we start application, let's just say we are in Georgia. Never works when you want it to. But okay, so let's say we're doing the fixed indexed annuity. There's more room for error on the fixed indexed annuities than on the MIGAs. But on American National, for example, let's go with the Smart Start Accumulator Plus. Apply, very easy. Training alert, love this because you have to check with your IMS New Business team to make sure that you've completed all of your product training and state-specific training requirements because, of course, we don't want you submitting business that is not compliant. Don't want you getting into any trouble. So just hit proceed after you know for a fact that you are good to go to submit. Customize application name, valued clients, confirm. Oh, did it not move? Again, it never works when you want it to. But FIA, American National, okay, plus, proceed, valued client, confirm. Maybe it won't let me do it because oh, there it goes. Again, it's the recording thing. If I'm recording, sometimes it doesn't let me do some of these things. So I'm just taking you guys a little bit behind the curtain because these are all things that I do with my agents, and a lot of us marketers do this stuff here too. Plus, we have nice Firelight staff that is just always so eager to help as well. So again, now we're back at Firelight. We know Firelight. Now, this Firelight is the same thing that you would have seen if you're starting an application here. The value of doing it on our IMS portal is we can go in there with you. We have Firelight staff. If you're doing it on the American National portal, you're going to have to deal with the customer service at American National. Now, they do have top tier customer service, but can you do it as quickly with them as you do with us? No, you can't. That's just the rule of the trade. And so we have Gigi, we have Tim Ward, we have Kirsten here that are always happy and eager to help, especially so if you're going through this and you see these error messages, for example, they could go right in there with you and do it. Now, if you were to call us and you did the application from the American National Portal, we would not be able to go in here and see exactly where you're at, even though we use Firelight, because you're doing it from two different links. So we get asked that all the time, so I thought it would be valuable to share this. And again, it's the same thing, keep going through it. Once you're at 100%, get to signatures, finalize, continue. The app's been submitted. Now, what is the nice thing? You have your application tracker right here. So for example, if you are filling out the information beforehand, you can just easily click on the app right here, for example. The nice thing too is under events, it says, that this policy is about to mature. So all that means is these policies are about to come out of surrender. You also have the marketplace tab, the life cycle tab. Oops, didn't mean to click on that. Um, and then this is actually my favorite part, but you're able to enter your favorite products. So let's say you did the Smart Start Accumulator. It'll actually ask you if you want to set that as a favorite product just by putting a star next to it. So once you do that, you will have your whole product blend right here. I don't have any selected, but you'll have your whole product blend right here under favorite products. So let's say you only write like 3 products. You do the American National, you do Athene, you do Equitrust. All of that could actually be found right here under favorite products, making it much easier and quicker to get through. And so last thing I did want to mention about ANICO is that they have some great incentives as well. So I'm going to pull that up. We also have where did it go? We also have our Firelight bonus. So whether you're doing it on the American National Portal or doing it the best way possible, which is through our Luma Firelight, you do get a nice Firelight EAP bonus, and this is only for new American National producers only. On your first 2 policies, you get paid $1,000 cash. And so a lot of agents have already done this. And so what happens is after it issues, they wait 30 days to be able to send that to your direct deposit or check, whatever you choose, but it's usually direct deposit. So 30 days after it issues, this is when you get that $1,000 cash bonus. Now they do also, I forgot to include this one, they do also have, where did it go? They do also have the FA production bonus. They also do have the FIA production bonus. So if you're doing a certain amount of production to them, you could also increase the amount of commission you're getting. So if you're doing 2 million to about 4 million, you get an extra 25 basis points. 4 million to 7 million, you're getting an extra 50. 7 to 10 million, you're getting an extra one basis point, and then 10 million and over, you get 1.5. So there is just so much room to continue getting more commission to really scale your practice. And then they also have some nice Firelight. Yeah, they also have some nice um, conference that they do in Santa Barbara, California. And so here are the qualifications that you need. And so just to get back to my screen here, that would wrap it up for my information with American National. Now, I know I went over a lot. It was a little bit all over the place, but the framework behind it is to really show you how to get to these resources and how to use and navigate the American National Portal, our IMS portal, and then even how to get to the application. Because at the end of the day, Again, one of our value propositions is our best in class service. And so all of our marketers are coming in here to the building every single day to be able to help agents like yourself to be able to really have room for success and room to grow. And so if you're already at like the $1 million level, the $10 million level, ideally, because of our service, what we would like to see is you to continue to scale that. So if you're at 10, why not 15? If you're at 15, why not 20 million, you know? And so we have so much room for success here at IMES. And so I'll be launching a poll here in a second. Would it bring your clients peace of mind to offer them growth-focused annuities backed by 100 plus years of financial strength? So that would be ANICO. Thank you for voting. Okay. And so again, what I will be doing after this is just following up. Now I know a lot of people were not able to attend. It's also a really heavy season called AEP. So for all of the Medicare agents that have missed this, don't worry. Just let me know and I could send over a recording of this, or also even just go through on a Zoom call live with you and do the same thing. So again, what we pride ourselves on is our best in class service. Give us a call. You'll get a live person calling. Who to reach out to, 800-255-5055. If you're interested in ANICO, ask for an annuity marketer. Anybody in annuity marketing can help you out unless you already have a dedicated annuity sales director. And then imsinc.com. If you have any question, you're also able to sign on there as well. Thank you so much again for joining my webinar, and we will talk soon. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.